Are you already planning ideas for developing programs for your school's culture? We've provided some examples of parent education program topics and agendas in your workbook. There is one more practice to emphasize before we move along. Parent education programs are led by trained parent leaders.
We've had a literacy night for the last 3 years, and basically it was, where we served a dinner, and then the parents and children went to the classrooms and did various reading activities. This year we wanted to bring in more of the culture, and so Janice and the committee came up with the idea of the storytelling. And as you know, that is part of their culture, telling stories that are passed down from generation to generation. And so we decided to do that tonight. So this is new, and I think it'll be a wonderful event. And already I'm hearing things like, we should have done this long ago. We're honoring the elders and their history, their family history, and stories, and a lot of the stories are stories about their families. So it's honoring, the elders, it's honoring the families, and these are stories that can be told without a book, and so it just gives the child that chance to visualize, what it was really like maybe back then or now.
Towards more culturally sensitive, and it has to come from the community, because there's a lot of people in the community that possess a lot of stories and skills and talents, and so in sharing that and bringing it to the schools, then the children will also learn them, as well as the teachers. And so that's just major important, and just glad to be part of it.
Are you already planning ideas for developing programs for your school's culture? We've provided some examples of parent education program topics and agendas in your workbook. There is one more practice to emphasize before we move along. Parent education programs are led by trained parent leaders. We've all participated in great professional development opportunities and not so great professional development opportunities. One of the characteristics that sets the great ones apart is the skill, the knowledge, and the enthusiasm of the facilitator or program leader. Selected facilitators must be available for training, additional planning, and organizational meetings, and the program itself. Be sure that facilitators can meet the time requirements for the program up front. In addition to the time requirements, facilitators must be comfortable reading to a small group from prepared manuals, engage with other parents warmly and effectively, project enthusiasm, and of course be reliable. We saw earlier a few examples of parent-led education programs. Now let's hear about why and how schools invest in this education. Here are 3 different administrators' points of view.
We facilitate workshops for the parents who volunteer to be in the schools on a monthly basis, and we train them on things that are pertinent towards education, but also that's useful in the homes.
In training our parent leaders, we have multiple approaches, because one approach doesn't fit all. So we will have district meetings where we will train about 40 parents, and realizing that all of those parents are not on the same level, then we'll make sure that the training's designed so that it's meeting each of their needs at their different levels. So we may have some parents that are more empowered, and we'll use those parents in the training to help model and train the other parents that are there. We also like to have one-on-one sessions, mentoring sessions with parent leaders, times where they can just sit and talk one-on-one, what's going on in the school, why things aren't working, what can we do to help you get things back on track.
Like the parent workshops, they're all delivered by parents that are trained in the field to work with other parents, but we in working with the programs, we feel that parents can relate to other parents where they may not be willing to open up to someone else coming in doing the sessions or courses that's involved in around parent education. So we feel that trained parents provide it's a better experience for them when they're delivering these workshops.
Well, that wraps up part 2. We'll see you in part 3, where we'll take this education piece and learn how to make the connection.